What's meant for you isn't going anywhere. It's coming towards you. So, my friend, you can stop rushing. You can stop rushing in your life and slow down and find your pace because everything is aligning. Well, in the background, you don't see all the forces that are happening. But the message today is, yeah, slow down, slow down. Because that's how we will get in touch with what's actually aligning with you. There's a deep sense of reassurance that you will come across, you will meet it when you will stop rushing through life, when you will maybe ease up on these chaotic forces or influences that may be still playing tricks on you, and you will get back into trust, you will get back into knowing that you're taken care of. It doesn't mean be passive and wait. It means that in the silence and in the meditation, you will receive inspiration that will take you into more aligned action. I have such an incredible message today for you. I have different energy themes for today, but also so many incredible messages that inspired me to share them with you. I received 3 different visions for you today, and they are very interesting because the first vision that came to me was a treadmill. When I was tuning into the energy, into the collective energy for today, I saw a treadmill. And treadmill may symbolize the infinite running, right? The infinite maybe rushing, the infinite just moving but staying at a place. And the message was, it's over. It's over. You're now ending this running in a circle. So maybe it is happening for you right now that you've decided to end this cycle, maybe of suffering, end this cycle of constantly repeating same behavior that is not making wanting results. Maybe it's for you a reminder, end these mental loops that are keeping you in the prison. And finally, maybe find the support, or finally do what you know that you would need to do. Like in previous videos, we've talked about the circle and the fire that was ignited. Now, my friend, you really need to find the courage inside of you and fully step out of this kind of a loop. Because the second vision was a sword. A sword. You're protected. You're now tapping into a warrior self. You're now becoming someone who, not just that you trust yourself, you're also carrying the confidence. You're also now embracing everything that you've been through, as it renewed you, it challenged you, so it kind of break you open, and you've discovered what was beneath all the shadows, beneath all the fear. So maybe, as I said also in the previous videos, the healing is over for you. It doesn't mean you're done with facing the shadows. Now shadows have no power over you. You may still feel dizzy sometimes, like what we've talked yesterday. You may still feel influenced by these forces, but now you're like, well, fears have no power over me anymore. Limiting beliefs and these old stories, they have no power over me anymore. You can easily surrender them to the universe or to God. You can easily let go of it and know who you are. Know who you are. And the third vision, my friend, the third vision was crystals. Not some kind of, random crystals, but rather more of this process of crystallization that is the highest form of expression. It symbolizes your higher self. It symbolizes that you are guided from or by your higher self. And higher self is the greatest possible expression of you that is guiding you. So all these whispers that you feel right now, all these sensations, and sometimes you feel, guided to the right book or to the right information or to the right video, all these words that resonate with you are actually invitations that this already lives inside of you. You're already here to become it. Like sometimes we feel inspired by a certain person who's doing something very special, and we only feel inspired by that person because we know we want to do something similar. Or sometimes we feel inspired by a movie because the story in the movie is so relatable to us, and we feel like we're living that movie as well, like we are living this kind of a story. And in the movie then we are shown how this story turns out to be. Like, you know, when I was younger, I was so inspired by the movie 8 Miles, Eminem, right? And I've been inspired by this kind of autobiographies and this kind of stories because I've always related to the struggles those characters have been through, but then I've seen the winning and the success and everything they've achieved and created, and I've noticed, okay, it's actually the struggles that created success possible. But now you may feel inspired by more divine forces, by more sacred forces, to become maybe more pure, or to become more positive, or to become more healed, more loving, because you're becoming it, right? You're becoming it. So I want to take you into the energy themes for this day. Yesterday we've talked about shadowy energies. These energies may trick you a little bit. Don't be tricked by them. The message is that there's a change that is happening. There's a change that you feel that is here, like you've ended a cycle. And some of you may feel being in the void, in between. But you now feel more clearly than ever that new that is arriving. And that new will actually not happen by force or by a lot of effort. That new will happen by detachment, by letting go. And later I will talk about why this is. But this is very powerful. We have astrological events that are influencing that. We have Sun that's in conjunction with Uranus in Taurus, in a sign of Taurus, which is reminding us to become more flexible, to learn the art of flexibility. I've talked about this before, but I want to go into greater details because I'm just getting so much of this. I'm seeing cracks opening. I'm seeing light coming through cracks. I'm seeing you realizing that you don't need to be so rigid in life because it's the softness that makes you dance, and dance feels like play, right? So learn to play. Find a way to enjoy life. Find a way to play in life. Find a way to flow through life. Yes, it doesn't mean let go of routines. It doesn't mean let go of discipline. It means, can you use discipline to create play in your life? Because we're still creatures of habits, and sometimes we may wake up and we may fall immediately into some negative thinking, and it pulls us away from play. But if we actually set discipline, like when I will wake up, I will meditate, then I will go for a walk or for a run, and I will listen some beautiful music, something like that. This is already discipline. Then I will do some creative acts, painting, dancing, whatever. This is all discipline, my friends. And then I will do whatever. This is some kind of strategic organizing, right? But if we organize it in a right way, we can play. Yeah, we can play, my friend. Play more. The message is play more. Because there will be a light bulb of clarity that will happen to you in play. I just feel you need to play, because in playfulness you will experience all the answers you've been looking for. There will be a moment of, oh yes, that will happen. So you can expect unexpected insights. You can expect some urges to free yourself, or you will just experience some kind of insights or clarity how to free yourself. Maybe you already did. Maybe you've already bought a ticket to go to travel. Maybe you've already decided to move. Or maybe a greatest freedom lies in acknowledging why you haven't been free until now. Because you've been maybe running certain patterns that made you feel stuck. Like sometimes we're living from morning to the end of the day in certain habits that are actually making us feel more stagnant. And we need to decide, oh, no, I'm not doing that anymore. So it's a change in habits. It's a change in routines. Like I said before, this is all what is happening right now. So energies are very, very transformative at this point. And they're shifting you. They're encouraging you to step into something new, because that's where I feel abundance is for you. Abundance right now doesn't come to you through a lot of effort. It will come to you through release of stagnation, through release of what is keeping you running the treadmill. Like, nothing wrong with treadmills. I'm using them for warming up in the gym. But when our life feels like a treadmill, it means we need some refreshment. It means we need something new. So if you've been feeling like your life was a treadmill for quite some time, this is a message for you. You lack playfulness. You lack something new. You lack refreshment. And just yesterday I went for a run, and at some point I came to the point where I was above the village. I was above the place where I live. And that was exactly what I needed, to see that other perspective, being a bit above of society and just seeing everything in a different way. And it helped so much. It brought me a fresh perspective, and that's something that maybe you need to ascend, to get at the top of the mountain. Or in the previous video I said, be at the top of the pyramid. Live your life like you would be at the top of the pyramid, because when you go down into the pyramid, it becomes foggy and chaotic, and forces can influence you. But when you get to the top, you see things clearly. So you need to find out what can bring you at the top, what can bring you back into clarity. And sometimes it truly is literally moving somewhere higher, to the mountains, to some, places where we are a bit above where we are used to be, because it gives us a new perspective. But sometimes it's just leveling up or raising up our emotional state. So you may be in fear, but you decide to go within, practice some heart brain coherence, where you slow down your breathing, you tap into your heart, you awaken some memories of something great that happened, something nice that happened, and you return back into gratitude, and you remind yourself that you can live your life in gratitude. You can live your life in being present. You can live your life in excitement and some kind of love for existence, reverence for creation. Yeah, and that will pull you back into the top of the pyramid, because that is your natural state. You've been pulled down because of darkness and negativity. But when you cut the weights, you will naturally come back at the top. So there's another thing that is happening right now. Ceres, which is the asteroid, entered a sign of Aries, and this asteroid often influences us to take a greater care of ourselves, to be nurturing. This brings the feminine, nurturing, fertile energy. And it's interesting because yesterday I've talked about the circle. I've talked to you about the divine perfection that you need to be reminded of. You're coming from there. And every time you tap back into this divine love or forgiveness or letting go, you get reminded that you're coming from divine perfection. And your job here is to perfect the imperfect. Not to be perfect, but to improve what can be improved through action, through a new outlook, through forgiveness, through letting go. And that's what this series is reminding you right now. So it's the mother archetype that enters into a sign of a warrior. So that's why I saw a sword today. It entered into a sign of Aries, that is often seen as a sign of warrior. So you may see right now in your life that the feminine aspect of your life, which is self-care and nurturing, is now entering into a warrior mode, which means you're setting strong boundaries. Some of you have been so caring all your life for others that now you're stepping in and you're now taking care of you. You're now like setting strong boundaries so you protect your pace and you can fill up your batteries and you can become a strong person for you. So then you can see how much your life will change if you set yourself onto a priority list, right? Many of you may be experiencing that. So it brings a sense of independence. It brings a sense of emotional honesty, firstly towards yourself. So this may manifest in many different aspects. It may help you to deepen your relationships with your partner or your family. It may help you to clear family wounds and past relationship drama, all of that. It may help you to heal the past. Anything that was not allowing you to feel independent, to feel strong, to feel courageous, and to feel like you can do it. You can do it, right? It's also about sensitivity. So maybe you're a very sensitive person. Maybe you sense a lot. And for most of your life, you've been thinking that you're a victim because you sense so much. Maybe something happened in your childhood that made you more sensitive, that made you needed to be sensitive. So you could read patterns in your environment so you would not be exposed to a potential danger. This is now teaching you how to use your sensitivity as a source of power. I always share this example with you. I'm an artist. Artists must be sensitive because otherwise they can't get in touch with great ideas, right? So sensitivity for me is a great power. I'm also a teacher, a mentor. When I'm mentoring people, I can easily read them. I can read their body language. I can read their energy. I can read even the tone of their voice, so I can easily help them, right? I can be a good friend, a good support to someone because I'm sensitive. So I've started using my own sensitivity as a source of power. I can do this work because I'm sensitive. I've learned that through sensitivity I can access my intuition and all my intuitive senses. So it can turn into a source of power, but you need to discipline it. You need to learn what are your qualities. So this is something you really need to be honest with yourself, and this is just something that is coming up to me right now with this message. Be so honest with yourself that you will start to see what are your good qualities and what are your weaknesses, and start feeding with your action more of good qualities, because your good qualities will then support your weaknesses. So for example, when I became better at understanding my sensitivity, I can easily call up a vision, like I can set an intention and I will see a picture in my mind's eye. That's how I'm making these videos. So when I have some hard times in a day or in my life, I will do the same. I will use my senses to channel what I need to do. And that's what helps me. So you can use your sensitivity as a source of power. Yeah, but you will need to reframe that story that is making you believe that there's something wrong with you. You will need to reframe that. And I feel you are in a time right now where you are reframing these stories. And this is a deep work. This is a deep subconscious work where you're getting to know yourself better. Know thyself, right? This is again the circle. You are coming from infinite perfection. You're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just learning more of who you really are. And you're learning to live more in this. So find your truth and live more in it. Let go of the fear. Let go of the doubts. Surrender them to the universe. Surrender them to God. And know that you're coming from infinite perfection, from infinite goodness. And you can embody it once again. Then the third theme I want to talk to you today is that it's deeply related to your karmic cycles and entering into a whole new destiny. So in Indian astrology, there are Rahu and Ketu. Those are the north and south nodes of the moon. They're also known as kind of shadow planets. They're not literal planets, but they're affecting our future and our perception of the past, or the consequences of the past, which is karma. And they're in transit. They're beginning the transit, which means slowly moving into new astrological science. And this is huge when it comes to energy, because your sense of the future is completely shifting. Your sense of destiny is completely shifting. And it's so interesting. Right now I'm working on a painting where it symbolizes almost like the quantum field of infinite different Earths. It's like a symbol moving or changing planets. Not literally, but when you decide to clearly walk towards a certain future that's the most aligned with your truth, you are truly shifting planets, you're shifting the world. So the reality can bend to your will, and you can manifest what you feel intuitively that you deserve and that's meant for you. And this is all what is happening right now. So it's where you're being pulled, a sense of where you're being pulled. Yes, we need to slow down a little bit. It's a sense of where you're being pulled. You may sense that life chapters are closing and opening. I told you before, you may be somewhere in between, but this in between phase may feel for you like it's happening for some time, because it is. But you're slowly getting closer and closer to that new chapter. So it's not about waiting anymore, it's just aligning with that new energy. So keep asking yourself how the new chapter feels like, feels like. When I've been doing that work, I've noticed I feel light in my chest. I feel warm sense of relaxation through all my body. I feel all forces of life are constantly working through me. I feel completely one with nature. So I'm so drawn into nature these days. I spend so much time in nature. I'm just, I just enjoy it. I enjoy quiet moments in nature. I enjoy hanging in nature, like with people, with my partner, Maya. And it just grounds me, it just puts me into the right state of being. So ask yourself how that future, how that destiny of yours truly feels like, and start embodying more of this energy. Then another thing that you are noticing that is happening with this shift is that it's not about your comfort anymore, it's about your soul's purpose. It's not about your comfort anymore, it's about your soul's purpose. So you're beginning to sense that your soul's purpose is maybe something that is completely out of what you expected. It may be completely out of what feels comfortable. It may be completely out of what you ever thought that you will be doing. And this may be happening and awakening inside of you right now. So don't be shocked if you will need to change everything in your life, because it's not about the comfort, it's about the soul's purpose. I just feel, for you like this rose that grew through the concrete once again. I just see it. Because no one expected that rose to grow through the concrete. I'm right now reminded of the Tupac and his poem, Rose That Grew Through the Concrete. And Tupac is a great example. When he was growing up, he was a very sensitive person. He was in ballet, he was doing dancing classes, and later in his life, he became a rapper, and many people knew him as some kind of a gangster rapper. But those who truly knew him, they were able to see this softness in him, this ability to create such a deep poetry that was resonated with millions and millions of people. And I just feel that maybe that's you as well. Maybe you've been growing up somewhere where everyone expected something from you, but right now you're awakening to something completely else, and that feels like the truth. That feels like authenticity. It happened to me as well. Like, I've been growing up always being an athlete, always being drawn to sports, but now I'm an artist and I'm doing these intuitive messages that it's completely strange. Like, to someone who would be looking my life would say it's strange, but to me it feels very real and incredible and fun, and my life was never more fun than it is now. So maybe you may resonate with this. Let me know in the comment section if you resonate with these things, because this is happening right now. It's not about comfort, it's about your soul's purpose. So something in your life is crumbling right now, and it needs to. Allow it to crumble. Don't force it, don't fix it. Allow it to crumble. But also see it as you're being redirected. You're being redirected towards something else, and you will need to see and notice and to feel what is growing now. Like a new tower is growing. I just feel, tower. Sometimes a building must be shattered and crumbled, so then you build a new building, fresh new one. Like, I think 7 years ago, I was in Napoli, in Italy. And the interesting thing about that Napoli city is that it's built on the older cities. When older cities were crumbled, the new cities were built over the pieces of the old. And that's what I feel about your life right now. Like, you may sense you've been so crumbled that you don't know what's left here. But what's left is actually something invisible. It's a force of wisdom. It's a force of courage. It's a force of stability and strength. So now start building on this. Start building on what made you, who you have become, not who you were, not what your past told you you should be, what your parents told you you should be. Start building on what you know right now to be true, and your future will change completely. That's why so many of you may feel like everything you've been doing until last year is completely outdated for you. You're beginning a whole new life, and you've outgrown parts of your life. So let them collapse. Let the parts of you that are outdated collapse. Let them. And this is a challenging thing. This is a challenging thing for many of us, because sometimes we think our life is over when we see that something is crumbling. But the truth is, it's not. We just need to trust that something new will arrive. And something new can only arrive when the old is removed, right? This is just the balance of life. In order for something new to arrive, something old must be removed, and sometimes it's fear, and sometimes it's a limiting story. You believing that it's hard to change, or you believing that it's hard to succeed, or you believing that you will never reach that point of winning. When you let go of these stories and start saying to yourself, I already won, life already supports me, because I see the proof of that, like I'm still here. Look at that. Look through what you've been through, my friend, and you will see you're still here. That's a sign to me that something is protecting you, something is supporting you. So also know you're safe. I saw that sword. It's also a sign that you're protected. Maybe you sense a message of Archangel Michael. Sometimes people associate it with it, the sword. Or maybe I just said that to you because it may resonate with you. It's a sign of protection. Doesn't matter what this means to you. It's just easier when we know that we are not alone in this process, especially when we move through these transitions and we're somewhere in the void. You're loved, my friend, and you are protected. Your loved ones are protected. Sometimes you may be worrying way too much if your kids or your partner will be okay, if someone you love will be okay. No, they're all protected. You don't need to worry about that. everything is taken care of. The point is that you stop wasting energy. This is what I feel. Stop wasting energy and start investing it. Stop wasting energy and start investing it. Investing energy means that you become intentional. You become more intentional, because worries pull you into negative emotions, and then you start focusing on what is out of your control. You can't control what other people will do. You can only trust that they will do the best they can, right? But you can control how you will invest your energy, what kind of creative acts you will do. So return back to playfulness, return back to disciplining your life so you can experience more joy, more happiness, more bliss, more play. Even when it feels completely uncertain. That's what helped me. I've been through so many uncertain times, but still every single day I showed up, gave you a message, and you had no idea that I'm going maybe through something, because I needed to transform these energies and use them for something creative. I actually created the most wonderful art at my darkest times because I needed to transmute that energy into something constructive and beautiful. It just helped me. That's what helps me, and that's what may help you as well. So know that you're safe. Know that you're safe, but also know that other people are mirroring you right now, and the world around you is mirroring you right now. So your soul speaks often through reflections of the world. So you may notice the wounds that need healing may be reflected in how other people treat you. Others are showing you your own wounds, power, and patterns. So sometimes when other people are maybe mean to you, it's also because you've been unconsciously mean maybe to them or to yourself or to someone in your life. And you need to become more conscious of these patterns to recognize why this is still happening, or what you need to change or what you need to learn, so you can become maybe more kind, more compassionate, and more loving towards others. Where you have your own blind spots and errors that require more attention and intention, so these things can stop happening, so you stop running these patterns, and that's when the mirror of life will start reflecting to you the success, the love, the care you've been maybe seeking the most. Like, you may think, oh, these people are so mean to me, but actually in the past you've been also mean towards others and you don't even know that. And that's why you need to be very honest with yourself. This is the shadow part of these energies that so many of you may be still going through. So what frustrates or inspire you in others is a direct reflection of your own evolution. What frustrates you in others and what inspires you in others is a direct reflection of your own evolution. Maybe you also see some wrongdoings of others as something that you would also do in the past, and these things reflect back to you to see how much it's not benefiting anything. So then you can be better, and you can also be an example of being better, right? So when they are mean to you, you're still loving and kind to them, but it doesn't mean you don't set boundaries when it's too much, right? Just a important reminder. And know that what is happening, your soul is rewriting your journey. So a lot of what is happening is not really in your conscious hands. It's in the deep unconscious level. Your soul is organizing so much. That's why so many times it feels like you would be out there, you would be somewhere in the clouds, because your soul is doing a lot of recalibration right now due to all these energy shifts, so your destiny can manifest. And your destiny is the path that is so aligned with you that you know it must happen. Like, There's no other way I would love to live my life than this way. And therefore, this is your true path. And these things are about to happen. And that's why you're doing so much of releasing, so much of letting go. Just know that your soul is also speaking to you at times when you feel maybe disoriented. There's healing in your words. So write it down or speak it up. Write, journaling, or talk about what you are going through. Talk with someone. That's when clarity will arise. And I'm just finding it out the most helpful. Always speaking it up, talking about it with someone who's close to us. Because I've recognized that when something is not clear to me, I don't want to talk about this with everyone. When I resolve it, when I know exactly why I've been through it, then it turns into a lesson, and then I can easily talk about it with everyone. So something is clarifying, crystallizing inside of you, and find a way so it can become clear to you at this point. This is something you need to know. Know that your ancestors are with you. They're supporting you. In your DNA, you will find strength, you will find support, you will find wisdom. You can also ask for guidance. You may also think about someone that passed, that is maybe representing a character or characteristics of what you're embodying right now. And you will notice that there's so much of support if you just allow it to appear. So this is it for today. I will leave you here. I hope you found great value in today's message. I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I want to say big thanks to all of you for choosing to support my art. I'm a painter as well, and I'm painting symbols that can be very supportive for this time. They can remind you of what truly matters. So go and check it out. It's on the link in the description of this video, or AttractPassion.com. You will find all of my art there. The one that resonates with you has something to give you. So check it out. Also join us on our Patreon for shorter and more precise lessons and guided meditations. Until next time, one love.